she kind of gives me hope for crazy girls. Hailey kind of is Queen to Delulu, if you think about it.
Queen cray cray.
She kind of, she did it.
She did it. She got lucky, but it's not going to last long for her.
I don't know. They've been married for a while, Heather. They've been together, and now they're having a baby.
Just because they're together doesn't mean that they're together.
I'm Bree.
And I'm Heather.
And this is To Delulu, your pop culture, relationships, dating, anything we want to talk about podcast.
Pretty much listen to us while you clean your dishes type podcast.
Yeah, and we finally got matching mics. Ooh. They're so cute. I've got the pink, Heather's got the white.
Perfect.
It's perfect. So today we have a lot of topics we're going to cover. Let's see what you guys are going to be getting into today.
We're covering Met Gala stuff.
Yes, the Met Gala just happened. I watched it live with some friends, so that was exciting. And we were being like super judgmental, which is just so fun.
I've never actually sat and watched the Met Gala. Those kind of stuff tends to bore me. Like watching the Oscars and all of the awards and stuff. It's just like, I just want to see what you look like. I just want to see who wins. Can we just speed up to that?
Well, that's what's fun about the Met Gala is like, you're just watching their red carpet entrance. So it is just about what they're looking like. Like, I didn't watch the inside of it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. You would have liked it. And then we're going to talk about the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA drama because I'm all in on the pageant world. So it's been very exciting for me.
Lots of stuff going on with that.
We also saw Challengers and Civil War.
Yep. So we got some movie reviews for you today.
And Miss Bieber is pregnant.
Ugh.
Yeah, so we're going to get into some. And then Kendrick and Drake are beefing, but I don't really know how much we're going to be able to talk about that.
We might be able to cover a little bit.
Yeah, but don't think it's going to be a deep dive or anything.
No. We are not deep diving it.
No.
I have not done that much research on it. I mean, I did watch this TikTok of this guy. It looks like he was explaining it to his grandma, and he had a whole whiteboard. And he's like, you know who Kendrick is, right? She goes, yeah. She's like, okay. And Kendrick's beefing with, and he goes, Drake. She goes, okay. But there's also J. Cole put into it. She's like, all right, I'm catching on. She goes, there's a lot of drama going on right now.
Yeah, that's how we're the grandma.
Yeah.
So we'll try to give you our best cover of it all. A little life update. Anything new going on, Heather?
I went and saw Morgan Wallen.
You did? Yeah. After he was at his like court date.
No. I saw him the day before.
Oh, okay.
So we saw him on the 2nd of May in Nashville. His court date was May 3rd. So not sure how that went down, but I'm pretty sure he still performed his concert that night. Yeah.
Was he feeling, did he seem nervous or did he do a good job? Or
he did amazing. We got there right when his guest who goes on before him, Bailey Zimmerman, I think is who it is.
Is that a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Okay.
I think we saw like 5 minutes of his because as soon as we got there, it started raining.
Wait, it was outside?
It's in Nissan Stadium, and Nissan Stadium's an outside stadium.
Oh,
so it started to sprinkle a little bit, and we stayed covered until Bailey Zimmerman got done, and then we walked out, and then it didn't rain the rest of the concert.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, but they gave the bracelets, like the light-up bracelets. I think Taylor Swift does them, too.
Yeah, I had those when I saw Coldplay.
Yeah, it was very cool. Like, I've never been to a concert where they used the bracelets, and it was so cool watching it.
Yeah, it's super interactive.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty.
It's so pretty. And it made it so much brighter.
I wouldn't think Morgan Wallen would do that. I mean, I don't know. I guess he's like pop country, so I guess it makes sense.
He did a really good job. I mean, he definitely moves around. Like, he moved to one corner of the stage and did like a couple songs there. Moved to the other corner of the stage. He had like a set of his grandma's house that he went and did a couple songs over there. And then he went through the middle of the crowd towards the back, and he had another smaller stage set up with a piano, and he did a couple songs back there too.
And he sounded good?
Oh yes, he sounds phenomenal in person.
Okay.
Very similar to what you listen to on Spotify or Apple.
Yeah, I'm not much of a country person myself, so I probably wouldn't like it. But
well, his new song with Post Malone came out on Friday.
Oh, I didn't listen to it.
You gotta listen to it.
Maybe, probably not.
You should.
I don't know.
I'll make you.
Okay, we'll listen to it in the car. So,
how was your derby? You went to Oaks.
I did go to Oaks. So if you're not familiar, we have a huge week here in Louisville for Derby. Monday is what day? Is there a day for Monday?
I don't think they do anything Monday.
So they start Tuesday, if it's 5-0 Tuesday, which is like the local day because our area code's 502. So 5-0 Tuesday, cheaper tickets.
Yep.
People still dress up all week. And they kind of did that for us as locals because a lot of less locals have been going to actual Derby because of the price, and we usually throw local parties, like people do house parties. So they did that for us last year, and now it's like the second year that they're doing that. Wednesday is Champions Day, which is like another day at the track. Thursday is Thurby. And that's another day at the track that's also cheaper, which is the one that I usually like to go to, but this year I didn't go because I had to work. And then Friday is Oaks, which is when the fillies run, and Saturday is Derby when the male horses run. So we went to Oaks. I had a friend come up from Tampa. She's never done Derby before, so I like got to show her like this culture. I think she was in culture shock, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oaks you don't get it like if you don't live here, and I think it was like, whoa, people really go all out. Like even our Uber like had horses in it and stuff. Like they decorated the Uber, and she like took a picture of it and everything.
Well, Oaks is definitely crazy. I mean, Derby's just as crazy. Both those days are absolutely insane with the amount of people and just all the outfits and everything that's going on. If you've never done it, it's definitely something that would shock you.
Yeah, and we were in the infield. So if you don't know what the infield is, it's like you're literally on the inside of the track where the horses run on the outside, and then you have the grandstands where the seats are and everything. And we didn't do that because it's really expensive. GA ticket for infield for Oaks Day was like $65, but you don't get seats. So we like brought something to sit on, and our friends brought chairs, and but she was like, next time I come, so she liked it. So she was like, next time I come, we're getting seats. And I was like, yeah.
Definitely. I definitely want to go next year, either just to Oaks or just to Derby and sit. Yeah.
You want the bougie experience. It really is like all really nice. Like if you get the seats, like they do usually unlimited drinks. Some of them have unlimited food options.
They normally both do. So like
and you just
get
feel
drinks
rich.
And food.
You just have like a day where you just feel bougie.
Yeah.
And like you just feel nice. And there's been a lot of TikToks on it, honestly. I really hope TikTok doesn't end. Like I feel like it brings so much more popularity to certain niche things like Derby. Like my For You page was all these people who don't live here experiencing Derby. Yeah. And it's really cool to like see it on that level. But like if you're on Instagram and stuff, like you don't see that. So like if TikTok dies, I'm going to be really upset.
Hopefully they'll die.
Yeah, I don't know. Legislation seems like they are ready to cut it out. So
don't see why. It's not hurting anyone.
National security, things like that.
Oh darn.
They're just making it up, I think. But
we're
not going to get into that today.
No.
So after our separate Derby Oaks Day, Cameron ended up spending the day Saturday for Derby. We all went out together and we had a great day. I had like a wardrobe malfunction. I was so pissy. I was so pissy.
I just ignored you.
Yeah, Heather deals with it well. I was having a moment. I had this outfit that I had worn the silver version of it to Keeneland, which is another track here in Lexington, but we went for our friend's birthday, and I got it in green for Derby because I had a pink and green hat, and I was going to wear a green dress in the morning, and then when I linked up with you guys, I was going to change to the green two-piece set. And I put it on, and there was a hole in the side of it. I did return it. I got my money back.
Good.
It was from Target. There was a hole in the side of it. Didn't even ever wear it before, so that was annoying. And then I just felt fat. It was not flattering. I think the top and the green, for some reason, just didn't fit as well as the silver version of it did. It was the same exact size. So I just felt like very exposed. So I was like angry. And then you were like, just go home and change. And I was like, I'm going to. I did. So
I was tired of listening to her complain.
Yeah, I know. So I just get in those modes sometimes where I'm like, this is not.
She just sits there and she'll just complain. She's like, I hate this outfit. And it's like, well, go change. You're like 2 minutes down the street.
And I did.
And you did.
And then I was happy. And then we went to a street party.
Yes.
Where there was some events going on. They closed down their whole street. And it's like, we were probably the youngest people there, but like there's some young families and
nice
a couple
little
kids.
Watch party.
And there was a watch party, food, drinks.
Yeah.
That's where we kind of pregame for the night. And it was fun. And what did Dusty do?
Oh, they had a farting contest. This is the weirdest thing. They call it a fart walk, and this guy puts on a speaker. He has like a whole app about like different types of farts. And then our friend Liz did it too. Mm-hmm. And then Dusty and one of his friends ended up doing the fart walk. It was pretty hilarious. And my favorite was this older woman. She came out in like a chicken suit and hid eggs up in her butt. And then she like would shake the eggs out.
As she farted.
Yeah,
it was really, I think Cameron was like, what is going on? Like, she was like, I was like, I've done the fart walk because I went to their party last year, but I don't think that's a Derby tradition. I think that's their street tradition. But they take it super seriously. Like they have judges, and Dusty unfortunately didn't even place.
Oh,
very
guy.
Disappointing. Disappointed in him. Maybe he'll try harder next year.
Yeah.
I told him he wasn't funny enough. You got to really get the crowd going. And he's a goofy guy.
Well, and his one of our friends, Megan, was like, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, she gave them so
good pointers.
Much pointers.
Didn't even do it.
They didn't do a single one.
Ridiculous.
Horrible.
He'll try harder next year, maybe.
We'll see.
He embarrassed us.
He embarrassed us.
Like, how are you not going to win the fart walk?
For us.
For us. Come on. Get in there.
Get in there.
And then after that, we ended up going to another party. And then we ended the night at our local favorite bar. And we only stayed for a little bit because it was so packed. And then we went home.
Yeah.
You actually went to bed quite early for Derby Day. Like, we were left right after you went to bed. So
I had to sleep.
Yeah. It was a long weekend. Sunday, we did absolutely nothing. Like, you just had to veg out.
Yep.
And recover. I think the whole city recovers the whole next week.
We just lay horizontal.
Yeah.
For the whole next week.
Because you walk a lot. Like, even if you're not at Derby, like, we just were, like, up on our feet, moving from place to place. It's a lot.
So much activities. We also did a double feature at the movies one night.
Because we're idiots.
Well, you're the idiot. You're the idiot. We bought tickets online for Challengers.
Oh, don't get me started.
And then we get there and we're like, Bree, do you have your ticket? You go, no, I'm just going to buy it when we get here. And we're like, ooh, it's probably going to be sold out. And we get there and the guy goes, yeah, it's sold out. And then he's like, well, wait a second. We have one ticket. But it's like, there's no way we're going to find 3 seats next to each other. So it would have been like,
it's a small theater. We go to like this small discount theater.
Yeah. Who wouldn't go to the small discount theater?
Well, yeah, it's really cheap. But I'm just saying it wasn't like we were not going to find seats together at all.
It was going to be.
But I have a bone to pick because you and Dusty lack communication skills.
I do nothing.
Okay, you can get away with that with Dusty, but not with me. So literally, I asked them, "Are we seeing Challenger tonight?" Like, yes. I pick out the time. I let them know. Let's do 7:15. Let's go. And no one says, "Hey, we're buying our tickets online."
We've bought them online before.
But there's been times where I've bought mine online beforehand, and y'all wait till you get there.
Well,
we've flip flopped, and it had been almost a week since Challengers had been out, so I was like, we missed the rush, you know?
No.
And no. So I didn't get my ticket because nobody told me to buy my ticket. They just leave me hanging. I am the third wheel.
So then we went for the 9:50 showing.
Yeah.
And we were already there at like 7.
And we didn't have like anything to do. We were already there. We weren't hungry because we knew we were going to pig out on popcorn and stuff. So.
Yeah. So we watched Civil War.
So we saw the A24 Civil War, which I was really excited about, and so was Dusty. Were you excited about that one?
Yeah, I was excited about it too, because from what the preview showed was very different than what we actually watched.
Yeah, I literally was very disappointed.
And it was really short too. It was only an hour-and-a-half movie.
Yeah, it didn't even get us to see the 9:50 Challengers. We got there for the 7:15 showing of that, and it ended at like 8:20, like
8:30 maybe.
Yeah, like it was quick runtime. And so we still had to wait in the movie theater for like almost 45 minutes before we saw Challengers, so we still had to wait. But I was not happy about Civil War.
No, it wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, they could have definitely like
dug in more.
Yeah, dove deeper into the plot and gave us a little bit more and had a longer runtime, and I think I would have been more satisfied.
Yeah, and I will say we did get there a little late, so we missed like the first 10 minutes of the actual movie. Mm-hmm. So when we got there and we're sitting there watching it, we were a little confused because we didn't know what was going on.
We didn't know what the war was, like why it was happening. Yeah. We missed that context, but it was only 10 minutes, so how much could they, like, I just feel like they didn't dive into that at all.
No, they definitely didn't go into detail about what the war was. It was just following
a war journalist who takes photography pictures, and then a young girl that goes with her, and then like their team of how it looks as if you're going as a media person to war. Yeah, which was an interesting perspective. Like, totally could have been done better. And A24 usually doesn't disappoint, so we'll have to watch it again at home when it comes out and like watch that beginning and see if it makes a huge difference. But I don't really think it would, because I didn't even like the ending. No, the ending was not good. The overall movie was pretty interesting. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. But when you were expecting to see Challengers, it was just like such a different vibe. Oh, yeah. And also when we first got in there, we were like rushing in, and we get in and Heather like drops her phone and like
in the chair.
Was crawling under the floor.
And we're in the front row.
We're in the front row. It was just a whole ordeal for the three of us to go to this double feature.
Not very good for us for unplanned double feature.
Yeah. This episode of To Delulu is brought to you by Eargasm earplugs. Eargasm solved the problem that foam earplugs had, which was muffling the sound of your music at music festivals and concerts. You can actually hear the music still while protecting your ears when you use Eargasm's high-fidelity earplugs. They are an awesome company that I'm so happy is sponsoring us. You can find them on their website, eargasm.com, and you can save 15% at checkout using code To Delulu. Again, that's code TOODELULU at checkout to save 15% at Eargasm earplugs so you can protect your ears, still hear the sound of the music that you love, and it's just altogether an amazing product. Check it out, guys. And then we see Challengers, which I really liked.
I did too. I was a little upset with it. I didn't like the jumping back and forth.
The timelines, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of movies when they do the timelines and they do a lot of jumping back and forth. That's what American Horror Story did us too.
Yeah.
And I just can't keep up with what's going on. So it's like, why don't you do the whole backstory first and then bring us to the present?
Yeah, there's been plenty of movies that do it like that too. I don't know. The flip-flop it was a lot. And honestly, I wasn't super impressed with the ending on that one either. Like, I just want them to keep going. Like,
yeah.
But I liked it. Zendaya did great. The guys, I guess people think they're hot. Did you think they were hot?
The blonde one.
The blonde one was cuter to me, but they were both kind of weird looking.
They were meh.
Yeah, Zendaya's like everything. They could have given us a little bit hotter of guys.
Could have chose like Timothy Chalamet, Austin Butler. That would have been a good movie.
A showdown.
A showdown.
We would have been there for that. Yeah, no, I was a little disappointed with the choice
casting.
of men. Yeah, but I mean, apparently a lot of people think they're super cute.
Yes, the overall movie was a very good aspect of like how a tennis life kind of goes about, like how you can grow to be a pro tennis player.
It seemed really real.
Yes, it seems like something that people would actually go through.
And the summer, like, it's like a summer vibe, like I just feel like it's like a very good vibe.
It sets you up perfectly for the summer.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the tennis court. I would like to mention though, we were playing tennis before Challengers came out, so. And
we're bad at it, but
we still like it.
We still like it.
And speaking of American Horror Story as well, with the flip-flopping, that ended. Did you finish that?
I only have one episode left.
Heather!
I'm busy.
We'll talk about it next week. You'll finish it.
I'll finish it by next week.
Because it's the last episode she needs to see it. The American Horror Story Delicate.
So far, what I'm up to is I'm very disappointed in it.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I love American Horror Story. I just think recently they've kind of gone downhill.
Yeah.
Like they're running out of ideas
they haven't been able to have the hits like they did in the beginning. Like Freak Show, Coven.
The cast is all gone.
I know.
The cast is all gone.
But I love Emma Roberts. But we need to get Evan Peters back. Yep. We need to get, who else was in it in the beginning? That one, the guy, like that brown-haired guy who played in the Mansion one. People really liked him. The dad.
Good. Yes.
And the daughter, Violet, like she's not in it anymore. She was in Coven too. So, I don't know. We need the cast back. Yeah. But we'll talk about it next week.
Overall rating of Civil War out of 0 out of 10.
Oof. A 6, maybe?
I think I'm right there with you with the 6.
Yeah, like, it was all right.
Challengers, I'll give it an 8 because the boys are ugly.
8.5, 9 for me. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a vibe. I like the music. I like the aesthetic of it.
Yes. The only part that sucks is towards the ending with how they film it with the camera angle. That kind of made me a little nauseous.
What camera angle?
With the ball. Bouncing the ball.
Oh, yeah, we were the ball.
We were the ball. The camera was the ball.
We were the ball. I forgot about that. You're going... Yeah.
That was tough.
Well, after watching 2 movies, too, and eating so much junk food, I think we're all done. I had so much candy.
Dusty got a large popcorn, like you can refill it, and like he refilled the whole bucket, and it's like we did not need that. Bucket.
We lived at that movie theater last Tuesday. That was too much. All right.
Next thing to upset me.
So, as you all know, if you've been watching, you know that Heather loves her some J-Beebs. That's like her top celebrity crush.
I am his #1 fan for like 2 years in a row.
A believer.
Yeah, 2 years in a row on Spotify. Justin Bieber was like my top listen to.
I didn't even know he had that much music.
Oh, he's got enough music to keep you going. And all of his songs, like a handful of them are very good, like summer hits. Like they always come back every summer. I'm literally waiting for him to drop a new song for this summer. Like last summer, I don't think he dropped anything, but the summer before he did like Yummy, and that whole album came out.
Is Yummy that new? I think you're living in the past.
Couple years.
COVID really messed up our time, like,
did.
continuum. But I don't know when Yummy came out. But that video, I have watched that several times with you. Like whenever we play music videos, you put Yummy on.
I put Yummy on. I put Peaches on, and then I like the Peaches remix.
Okay, she likes a remix.
I love the remix.
So, if you didn't know, we got an announcement this week that Miss Bieber, Hailey, is pregnant. Is that even Spanish for pregnant?
I have no idea what the Spanish word.
But she's pregnant, and they've been married for a while. So,
well, they were on the rocks for a little bit. Like I think a couple years ago or so, they were kind of rocky. I was really hoping that they were going to get divorced, and he was going to get back with Selena because that's his number one girl.
Heather praying for the downfall of the Biebers here.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, babies don't fix relationships, so. I can only imagine it's going to go downhill for them here soon.
They're probably going to get divorced.
Just give it a couple years. I see it happening.
Oh my God, not you predicting the future. Honestly, you sound like a Selena Gomez fan is what you sound like. Because they don't like Miss Bieber.
No, I love Selena and I love Justin. I love them together.
Oh, so you do wish that they would have not broken up.
Yeah, because Hailey Bieber, she like
weaseled her way in.
She stalked him.
Honestly,
There's a TikTok.
I was thinking about it. I know.
Did you see
this.
the TikTok
Yes.
of her up on stage?
Yes.
Him singing to her, "One Less Lonely Girl."
Yes, I've dove into it when the whole like drama was going on with Hailey and Selena.
Yeah.
And well, not the first drama, but the latest drama. And I dove into it, and honestly, like I'm thinking I could take some pointers from her with Mr. Jack.
Oh no.
Because if she was able to weasel her way into Justin's life, why can't I weasel my way into Jack Harlow's life? I mean, he lives here.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't actually live here. Well, he has a house here.
But I know he's always gone. He was at
Atlanta.
the Met.
Yeah.
He was at, but he is here quite often. He was at the soccer game last night.
He was.
He goes to the Lou City games a lot.
He's here. I want to say like maybe 3 times out of the month, like on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he's always traveling. But I'm just saying, she kind of gives me hope for crazy girls. Hailey kind of is Queen to Delulu, if you think about it.
Queen Cray Cray.
She did it.
She did it. She got lucky, but it's not going to last long for her.
I don't know. They've been married for a while, Heather. They've been together, and now they're having a baby.
Just because they're together doesn't mean that they're together.
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff you can do for the camera. You never know what goes on in their real life.
True. American Horror Story kind of took us in on that too. Like, you never know what's really going on behind the scenes and with Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it can be PR stunts and everything.
But I'm thinking that she's probably going to have a boy. And then that's going to...
She's predicting right now on Delulu that it's a boy.
It's a boy. They haven't announced yet, but based on the photos, she looks decently along. So they should be saying the sex here soon.
Yeah, maybe they'll wait and do a surprise too. We never know with celebrities. They kind of do that.
They
sometimes.
always like to do a little surprise.
Yeah, speaking of pregnancies too, if you're okay to move on, have you gotten your piece out?
I hate her.
But Kylie Jenner does not seem to be pregnant because she was at the Met and she did not look pregnant unless she's really early along. But that rumor's been out for at least a month, so I think she'd show a little bit. She looked completely not pregnant at the Met, so
good.
I don't think that's happening, and that one would crush me.
Yeah, that one would crush you, just how Justin has crushed me.
Okay, and what else are we going to talk about? Oh, we can talk about a little bit of the Kendrick and Drake stuff. I don't really have much to say on it. It's just a pop culture thing that's happening.
Okay, Dusty has kind of been keeping up on it.
He gave you the lowdown?
Him and his friends have been keeping up on it.
Okay.
They like hearing all of the songs, so it kind of started right after Future and Metro Boomin came out with their big album.
Metro Boomin.
Yeah. And then
Sorry.
the song Like That is like where it really started.
I don't even know that one.
I'll have to play it for you later.
Okay.
But the song's called Like That with Future. And then like Kendrick hops in and makes another song that's like dissing on all of that.
Okay.
And then you have J. Cole that jumps in, and then he makes a diss song.
And then I know that J. Cole deleted that song and
J.
has
Cole
like
deleted
stepped
it.
out of it.
He backed
I did keep
out.
up with that.
He apologized.
Okay, so he was like...
He apologized on Twitter because he ended up liking... I think he liked a tweet that Kendrick Lamar said, and I think J. Cole's more on Drake's side. So he made an apology tweet and was like, so sorry, I didn't mean to like that message. And then Drake hopped in with some music, and then Kendrick's bounced back, then Future's thrown back in, and then it's just like everybody all over the place is in it. But I think the feud's almost at the end.
I think Kendrick won, if like we're keeping score. His songs seemed to be more hard. They were better. They were more attacking.
I think
they were
he's
more on point.
He's more lyrical
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how they are as artists. Like Drake is more of like fun party vibes, and Kendrick's like more serious. He's like a poet.
Yes.
Like they're very different rappers. So I don't know why they're even beefing. And honestly, Drake doesn't seem like the kind of guy to get into a rap beef. Like usually rap beef happens with like actual like gangsters, thugs. Like Drake is from the suburbs of Toronto. Like, and I think Kendrick kind of plays in on that too. Like,
yeah,
it's like you shouldn't even be saying the N-word because you're mixed, which I don't even want to get into that. But like they kind of tease that Drake's not even like a real like rap. Like he's not a gangster rapper. He's a suburban rapper. He's like a Jack Harlow. He's like a Little Dicky. Like,
yeah.
You know, it's just like you're not one of those guys.
No,
so why are you're not Tupac and Biggie. Like it's not like that. They were actually like gangbangers.
Yeah, but I will say with what they've been doing, like with this back and forth kind of battle, it is very similar to like old 90s and early 2000s type of rap with like Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
They kind of like go after each
other. And Eminem had like beef, I think, with, I think he was friends with 50 Cent, but I don't know. Eminem definitely went through his own rap duels too. I just don't know
he
with
would
who.
Roast people.
But I don't know who I think it was everybody. He was just mad at everyone.
Everybody always had something to say about Eminem, and then as soon as he clapped back and said something, they're like, oh.
Yeah, he's crazy. I love me some Eminem though.
I would love Eminem.
But I don't know the lore. I don't know the lore of it all.
He needs a new song.
We were too young.
We need a new Eminem song.
Oh, I know. He teased it on April Fool's Day, and I thought it was real. And he was like, we're coming out with a new song. And they like teased it, and then it was just an April Fool's joke. And I was like, come on, Eminem. Don't play us like that.
Lil Wayne, they just, and 50 Cent, like, just give us one.
Yeah, I mean,
just one.
We sound, I knew we would sound kind of dumb talking about this, because like, we just...
I mean, I know the people that are in it. I know, like,
we get
it. We kind of get it. I've heard the songs, but I'm not fully kept up on it. I don't know who's still in it at this point.
And I don't care as much.
No.
This is not my, like, Roman Empire at all.
This is the boys' This is Dusty's Roman Empire right now. This is for the boys.
Yeah.
The drama is for the boys.
Yeah. I mean, but I do love the drama of it all. I did watch a whole H3 podcast where they broke down the songs. I heard snippets of them. I heard what H3 had to say about all of it. So I kept up, but like
not enough.
Not invested.
Yeah, the boys are invested. Two of Dusty's friends this past week got into like a full blown like yelling brawl about like which side they were on. Like one of them was supporting Kendrick and the other one was supporting Drake. And they were like, no, you're wrong. And he's like, no, that's not right. And then they just went back and forth. It was like maybe 10 minutes of yelling at each other. I was like, I'm going to bed.
Oh my gosh. Full blown yelling.
Arguing.
Oh, couldn't be me. I do not care that much.
No, definitely. We do not care that much.
Literally.
But I like both artists. I love Kendrick and I love Drake.
Yeah,
I love J. Cole too. They all have really great songs that I like. I don't know. I don't really have a side to pick.
I like Drake. I was a Degrassi girl. So I've been watching Drake since he was Jimmy. Okay. Like, I
God, Jimmy.
Did you watch Degrassi?
No.
Oh my God. It's so like a big pivotal moment of my like young teen. Like they taught you all kinds of stuff on Degrassi. Like they teach you about like STDs and dating and like high school dramas and like first time doing things. Like it's very like coming of age. It's really good. And
Does
Drake
it feel more
was
real
on it.
life though?
Yeah, it was like a soap opera for kids. I cannot believe you never watched Degrassi. It's really good.
I've seen a couple of episodes, but I think it's the style of filming.
Well, I have a small flex. One of the characters on there, her name's Liberty. She's also mixed, and she follows me on Instagram. Well, we've kept up, and I actually have messaged her before.
Oh, and she responds?
Yeah, because she's like in the EDM scene, so when I did all the rave stuff, we like messaged about it. Ooh. And she's really cool, and she's a DJ now. So just saying, I do have a little Degrassi pool.
Oh, just a little bit of Degrassi.
Just a little Degrassi pool.
Dusty's got a little bit of one of his good friends used to date Jack Harlow.
I know. One of my friend's sisters dated Jack Harlow.
Crazy, that man was all over the place back in high school.
I know, and he was ugly.
He was ugly. He's still not that good looking now. But...
Shut up. He is so good looking. Mr. Tumnus. I love him.
No.
He looks like Mr. Tumnus. Do you know who that is?
No.
I knew you didn't know. I could tell you were just like,
If I just nod and go along with it, she might just move on.
Damn.
It's now time for your ASMR ad break. This episode of Delulu is brought to you by Awkward Essentials. Awkward Essentials is bringing women's crotch care to the mainstream. Head over to their website, awkwardessentials.com, to browse through their amazing hygienic products like the Drip Stick, the world's first after-sex cleanup sponge, the mainstream so you can easily use a public restroom without having to sit on the seat, and their first timer kit. At checkout, use code 2DELULU to save 15% off at Awkward Essentials. Again, that's code TOODELULU at checkout to save 15% off at Awkward Essentials. Okay, Bree, I know you've got some tea.
That sounded like a news reporter. Okay, and now to Bree.
And we are back here with Bree. She has some information about the Miss Teen USA.
Yes.
And Kentucky.
Miss USA.
I'm
Miss USA and Miss Teen USA.
I am just stuck on Kentucky. This is the whole United States.
Whole United States.
All right.
I have notes for this, guys. I really deep dove into this. This is going to be like our first real deep dive onto something.
And see, I don't know much about this. Like, Bree has been keeping up with this, so she's going to kind of give us all the information that we need to know about what's been going on.
So first I'm going to explain the difference between Miss USA and Miss America, because there is a difference, and not a lot of people know that. So Miss USA and Miss America are separate organizations. Miss USA is part of the Miss Universe system. So once you win Miss USA, you move into Miss Universe, and then you compete, which is everyone around the world. So all the different countries.
Okay.
And Miss USA is usually more televised. So is Miss Universe. Miss America is televised, but it's not as popular. Miss USA is a little more sexy, and they're more about boss babes. So a lot of their people are lawyers, doctors, just these all around amazing women, people who are really, really talented. Miss America is just stops at Miss America. So if you win Miss USA, you go to Miss Universe. If you win Miss America, you've won the highest title. Miss USA is a little more glamorous, sexy. Miss America is a little more wholesome. So think of more you're a sorority girl, your girl next door type for Miss America. But both organizations do evening gown and interview. But Miss USA does swimsuit and Miss America does talent. Okay. So it kind of goes with that sexy vibe of Miss USA. They do swimsuit. Miss America is also a scholarship pageant, so it's got a little bit of younger women in it.
So ones that are going through college, maybe are getting ready to go to college.
Yes.
Give them a chance.
Miss USA doesn't have an age limit anymore. It used to. I think it cut off at 25, 26, 27 maybe. I don't know the exact one. And now you could be 33 and do Miss USA. There's no age limit. So they have changed the organization a lot. They've gone through a lot of scandal. They've changed CEOs a couple times. There's been issues with SA with Miss USA. There's been a lot of scandal. So they've really been trying to rebrand, be more inclusive, because there's been issues with inclusivity, and that's why they didn't do the age limits anymore. And they've had a scandal before. So January of 2022, former Miss USA Chesley Christ unalived herself at 30 years old. She was Miss USA 2019. So that was a really big scandal for them. You had a woman who is literally amazing. She had 3 degrees, and she jumped off of her trigger warning. She jumped off of her balcony scandal. It's really, really, really sad. She won the year, and when she won, she was biracial. Miss Teen USA was biracial, and I think Miss America was black. So it was a really big year. It was diverse, all these beauty queens, and she was going through depression, and it's really, really, really sad. I've kept up with that. I was definitely looked up to her. So it was really, really sad when that happened. She has a book that just came out called By the Time You Read This, and I really want to listen to it. I was going to listen to it this week, but I got busy, so I want to listen to it and catch up on that, and I can do a review later for that. but no one has ever retired from their crown in the history of Miss USA.
Wow.
Ever. And this week, Miss USA put a post up on Instagram where she stepped down from her crown.
And Miss USA is the one where all the states, it's like each state has a girl, right?
Each state competes, yes. And she won. She was, I believe, I wrote it down. I think she was Miss Utah. And then she won. But I don't know where it is in my notes here. But yes, she is Noelia Voigt. And in her post on Instagram, someone decoded it. And in the first letter of every sentence, if you circle it, it's spelled out, I am silenced.
Oh.
So like I think there's some conspiracy
going on.
Yeah, and she's not allowed to talk about it because they sign an NDA when they win. So non-disclosure agreement, they cannot talk.
She can't say anything about what goes on.
Yes.
She can talk about what maybe is seen on TV.
But cannot talk about what goes on in the organization.
Wow.
And so she is silenced. And this is a big deal because, again, no one's ever stepped down in the history. And she only had a couple months left of her reign. Like, I believe it ends in July.
Oh.
So you have 3 months left and you're quitting? So it has to be really, really, really bad.
For someone to step down shortly before her
Yeah,
time
she
is
was about
up.
to crown the next girl in the summer.
Wow.
So what's going on? Noelia is also, she's of some descent. I don't know exactly what her ethnic background is, but she's not Eurocentric completely. I think she might be half something. So I don't know if it has to do with race, bullying, but something happened to her where she had to quit. 2 days later, Miss Teen USA, Uma Sophia, wrote on her Instagram that she was stepping down. There's only 2 winners in this program, this organization, and they're both not holding a title. They both left their title.
And teen is for the younger girls. Like
Yes.
There's an age limit on that one,
Yes.
right? Okay.
I think it's 16 to 19 or something like
Okay.
that. So they don't have any title holders right now. And in pageant, the way it works, if you step down, the runner-up will take your spot, take on your duties.
So have either of the runner-ups taken? Oh.
Which is also T. So no one is stepping up to take this title. That's a problem. There's something going on. So if you were planning on doing Miss USA this year, if you're one of the state winners, I feel really bad for those girls who are going to compete in the summer.
Well, we have our Miss Kentucky, and she's been doing a lot of stuff locally in town. She's been to a couple festivals that we've had so far. She was at Oaks and Derby, with her crown and her sash. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she has to keep putting on that sort of face.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if they
all
go.
Yeah.
Like if she will compete at Miss USA. I don't know. Miss Kentucky did put out a statement on their Instagram as well that said, we want the NDA agreement to be
get rid of it.
Get rid of it so she can talk, so we can hear what's going on. A lot of the states did that. They posted to their Instagram, made an announcement saying they do not agree with whatever Miss USA is doing and that she needs to be able to speak her truth.
Well, what are you hiding? What is so secretive that you have to have all these girls sign an NDA saying you can't talk about anything that you've gone on with the organization, in the background of the organization, mm-hmm. whatever it is. Very fishy.
I don't like it. Something's up, and I think whatever's going on, it has to be a really, really big deal because you worked your life for this. This is not no one's ever given up their title.
Yeah.
You go through so many steps to get there, and you just gave it up. I don't think that's out of nowhere.
I think there's a bunch of different things that it could be. One big thing that comes to my mind is are they paying people? Is this organization pre-picking?
Oh.
And they're paying them?
That was actually something that happened in 2022. Her name was Arbany. Miss Texas won Miss USA. There was conspiracies that the competition was rigged in her favor, but they were just conspiracies and not proven. But this was the first time when a girl won that no one ran up and hugged her. So a lot of people were like, why aren't those girls, because these become your sisters. You work with them for weeks to do this pageant. And every time someone wins, all the girls rush up and hug the winner. And in 2022, that didn't happen.
I feel like it's rigged. Like there has to be a rig of it where like they're pre-picking, like the board or whatever of the organization is sitting down and be like, who do we want to win? And then they pick it and they're like, all right, what can we do? How can we go about to make sure that she wins? Can we fund that state with like so much money? To boost her
I think
up?
that could be going on. There was obviously SA going on before. Maybe something like that's going on. Could be racial things. It could be just bullying and mistreatment, overworking. These girls are required to do a lot with their title. Like you said, you've seen Miss Kentucky round. This is a next step up. They have a lot that they're supposed to do. She was just at Derby. Miss USA, her last event that she did before she quit was the Kentucky Derby.
That's just nuts.
Wild. So I don't know. Basically, the Miss USA social media manager also stepped down this week, and she is not on an NDA. She said that it was a toxic work environment where she witnessed aggression and bullying towards Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. And Miss Teen USA is also not fully white. I believe she's half Mexican. So I don't know.
So it sounds like they are forcing them to do things that they no longer want to do, or they're asking more of them at this point.
Yeah. So I'm following this very, very,
she's intense.
Yeah, I'm into it. So if we find anything out, we will definitely share here. If you're not keeping up yourself, you can come here to learn about it. I did want to give because there's really nothing more to say other than we can have our own thoughts about what's going on and that this is really weird.
But we just have to wait for what they're going to say about it. And I'm curious if like the CEO or like the head of the organization is going to step out and say like all of these accusations are false, yada yada, or if they're actually going to come out and be truthful.
I don't think I wrote this down, but basically I think they did come out and say they were false accusations.
But how is the lady?
From the social media manager. So when the social media manager quit, Miss USA clapped back and said that her allegations of a toxic work environment, aggression, and bullying were false accusations.
Why would someone want to sit there online and lie about that?
Yeah, I don't know. But also, I didn't mention that Miss USA did take away their right to run the social media. Before this, when you won Miss USA or Miss Teen USA, you got to run the Miss USA account from your perspective. And just a couple weeks ago, they didn't let them do it anymore. So they took away.
So they've not taken away something that they like. It seems
that was about them.
It seems very much like they're taking away a lot.
They're orchestrating things. Yeah. So something's going on. When Miss Teen USA wrote her message, I also wanted to mention that she said her personal values no longer fully align with the direction of the organization. And her values seem to be really great. So
they're switching.
Miss USA must not have great values. She also wrote a Nietzsche quote, which he's like a philosopher or something. I don't know. We talked about it in my grad program. I remember reading his stuff and it was really hard. She wrote a quote from him and it said, "There are no beautiful surfaces without terrible depths." That is deep.
Yeah.
So there's nothing gonna, like, they're beautiful, right? They're the beauty queens. And there's terrible depths, the organization.
Yeah.
Right?
So you only see what's on the surface, but underneath that organization has got something going on.
Yeah, that I think was a clue to what's going on. But I don't know. Also, I wanted to mention something good that's going on in the pageant universe. Kayla Komowski is the first woman with Down syndrome to represent a state and win. Her name, she is now Miss Delaware Teen USA.
Yes, I saw a clip on TikTok about that, and I was like, I love this. Yeah. She looked so excited, and she looked beautiful. I mean, you could tell that she worked hard to get there, and obviously for someone with Down syndrome, it's going to be a little bit different of a types of steps that you're going to take. It's not going to be an easy road, but the fact that she's out there for that community and doing that is just great. Yeah, she's a cheerleader. Like, yes, she's just so cute, and she does her TikTok. Her mom runs her TikTok account, and she just got accepted into a university for college. Like, she's just showing that there's nothing different about her except for that she has Down syndrome, and she's killing it. So very, very proud of Miss Kayla for winning. Yeah. And it kind of shows that maybe the state organizations of Miss USA, because that's a Miss Teen USA pageant, are better than like the full corporate organization itself. So I don't know. But that seems to be going in the right direction with it. But we'll see what happens here in a couple weeks. We'll keep up with it and we'll see what goes down, and hopefully we'll get some answers here soon. Yeah. All right, it is time for your favorite part of the podcast, game time. Yes, and we're going to be mean judges today. We're judging the Met Gala looks. Yeah, our favorite thing. We have a lot, so we're going to kind of zoom through a few of them. Do you want to rate them on a scale of like 1 to 10 of how they look? Yeah, we can do a rating and give a couple opinions. Okay. So we're going to start off with Miss Zendaya because we saw Challengers, and since we're on such a Zendaya...
We're on a Zendaya kick. She's in Dune, she's in Challengers, she's everything.
She's just popping off right now.
Yes, and she always looks good. And her Met Gala looks have been iconic in the past. Do you remember her Cinderella? Do you remember that one?
Yes.
That was iconic. I mean, she was Tinkerbell that year too. She usually does 2 looks. This year she did do 2.
Yes, I'm just showing you
the
one.
second look. This was her second look of the night.
Yes. So she started out in a beautiful black dress. I will say the only thing that I don't like about her look is her makeup. Whoever did her makeup this time around made her look awful.
Well, it was the no eyebrow thing. They're doing the same thing they do with Ariana Grande. It's like they made her eyebrows really light brown. And it's just like, come on, give us some definition.
Give us some definition. Her headpiece is kind of strange to me. I think it's just her whole makeup is just throwing me off. It's her makeup.
The headpiece is cool because what was the theme this year?
It was a garden in time.
Garden in time. So we're thinking enchanted garden, very Adam and Eve, very fairy tale.
Yes.
So she went with like the bouquet of flowers, roses, which are like very popular in like fairy tales. Like you think of Beauty and the Beast, the rose, right? So she's a bouquet.
So just overall, like outfit, I will give her an 8 out of 10, but her makeup, it's like a 5.
Okay, I kind of agree. She just slays. Like you could literally put this girl in a trash bag and she's gonna probably look great.
Yeah.
I'll give her a 9 out of 10. Makeup, I agree. It's not the best. Her first makeup look though was really cool. So
this second one's not good. All right, next I'm doing Jennifer Lopez. She just has a very like timeless piece on.
She just, I think J-Lo just always looks good. Like, she's pretty. We get it. She's 50, 60. I don't know how old she is, but she looks like she's 20 still, 30. You know, I don't know. It's not giving Garden of Time for me.
No, it's a beautiful dress, though.
Yeah, I'll give her a 7.
I'll go with you on that. All right, next we have Kim Kardashian. We're going to go through the whole clan.
Oh, God.
Starting with Kim. She apparently, there was a lot of talk about this shawl that she wore, and people were saying it was an outfit malfunction, and that's why she wore it.
It does not match. When I was watching this live, I was literally yelling at the screen for Kim. I was like, what the heck is the sweater? It does not match. She's wearing like all these jewels and like sparkles, and then she has a regular sweater on.
I don't know. I think she has it as a wardrobe malfunction because when I was watching her get ready TikTok, she was still wearing it, but she was showing like the full dress, and I didn't see anything wrong. And her shoes, if you didn't see about
it didn't have heels.
It didn't have heels.
She looked like she couldn't breathe. It was not. It just
she can't breathe. She can't walk. She's just struggling.
I did not like it.
I'm not a fan of it.
4.
4. Next we have Kendall.
Oh, I loved Kendall's look. I thought she looked like a stallion. Like she looks like a horse.
I will say
she is a horse girl.
She's a horse girl. All 3 of them, Kendall's is the closest to like the theme.
I loved Kendall's look. I'm giving that a 10. I think her makeup looks good. Her hair looks good.
She looks fabulous.
The coloring, the midriff showing. I mean, oh my God, she looks.
She's a 10
amazing.
Out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Lastly, we have her sister Kylie. It
doesn't look like Garden of Time.
It looks like a wedding dress.
It's pretty. It's classic. It looks like very Marilyn, like how Kim did the Marilyn look. But because she has like the cone boob shape, and
I feel like her outfits last year were better.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything's better than that backwards hat and veil she wore one year. That was really bad. But she looks gorgeous, but it's not giving the theme. So like for me with the Met, I'm looking for the theme.
We gotta have the theme.
So I'm gonna give this one a 6, 7 out of 10 because it's pretty, but it's not theme.
Yeah. So Kendall is obviously the star.
Kendall won. Kendall's my first 10.
Yep. All right. Moving on to Serena Williams. Gold.
I don't like it.
Not very cute. Kind of looks like a sparkly garbage bag.
Yeah. Serena's hair looks good. I think her makeup looks pretty. I like the gloves. Not really giving Garden of Time for me. Enchanted Garden. Yeah. The dress is not it.
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Let's do 2 guys and then we'll be done. I have
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Yeah, his.
I liked it.
It was cool.
It's different.
I'm feeling the pants. I don't know what he's holding. He's holding a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, I mean it's different. It's not. I mean it is kind of fairy tale. I mean he kind of giving like Prince,
it's
like a prince in a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad he didn't wear a black suit and tie. Like a lot of guys just do that. And
yeah, I'll give him a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I like Bad Bunny's look.
And then we have Usher.
Usher looks like Zorro. I like it.
I do too. I'm feeling him. And he's got a bouquet too. I'm giving Usher like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, Usher looks great. 9 out of 10 for
And then
me.
we're going to end it with Mr. Jack.
Jack didn't really go with the theme, which he
Dior.
should have. He's young. Like, he's young. He pushes limits and boundaries. I think he could have done better than the silver. At least it's not black.
It's not black, but it's still a regular suit.
Yeah.
Regular suit. I have Sabrina on here.
Sabrina Carpenter looked stunning. It's very much Alice in Wonderland kind of.
Yes, and her hair goes with it.
Yeah, so I love Sabrina. I'm sorry,
10 out of 10.
I have not stopped playing Espresso.
And then Barry.
Barry looks great. He's
Barry
a 10 out of
looks
10.
Great. He's a 10 out of 10 with his Burberry suit.
And the velvet. It's
Yes,
really pretty.
He is King Burberry.
King.
King
I loved
Barry.
it. I loved it.
Love them. I have so many more, but
Yes.
we're not going to go through every single outfit.
I know. We
There's
did. I think Coachella we went a little too long on, so that was like a speed run at the
Yeah.
end. We've had you guys on for a long time today, so
There's like 226 looks. We're not going to get through all
we
that.
didn't get through all of them. But I hope you guys like that snippet. If you like this, maybe we'll do a TikTok deep dive of a little bit more on our TikTok, which is at 2delulupod. You can follow us on Instagram at 2delulupod. You can send us an email with any stories that you have about pop culture, dating, whatever, at 2deluluforyou@gmail.com. And that's all we have for you guys today.
We are wrapping it up.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we're
Woo!
out. Woo!